Another one that's been on fire lately. He knows where the back of the net is, but this Galacticus of talent out there. Now, Sergio Ramos would like to get on the score sheet as well.
Resplendent in their white, Real Madrid, moving from the left to the right at high speed. They don't know another way. Benzema sends it across. It's the off kit for Rayo Vallecano, the red jerseys with that big white sash. 500 days of Carlo, and they've been pretty good days.
Magnificent, simply magnificent.
Gareth Bale, as you mentioned, stepping in for Isco. There you take a look at the lineups again down below. Phil Shane, Ray Hudson with you. Glad you could join us on beIN Sports. Earlier today, Barcelona able to eke one out after almost falling at Almeria.
Back heel from Modric.
Lifting it forward down into the corner. Ronaldo giving chase.
That little passage of play there just exemplifies, and listen to this instant reaction from around the stadium. This is Real, truly. Sindiga performing magnificently, but the young lads coming in as well. It's a bad giveaway. Good ball.
Ronaldo
Nicely.
lays it wide, cross into the middle, and a touch home. A magical left by Gareth Bale. The hard work from Kroos, the genius from Ronaldo, and it's Bale on the board.
Fabulous team football, this, and it's exactly what I was talking about earlier. It's pure team football. This is not down to one individual brilliance. It's an easy kiss home from the Welshman, but when we take a look at it again, look at these pinpoint accurate first-time balls. The control there leads Tony. Tony squares it, sees his man running on. It's a red carpet pass, and the Welshman makes no mistake. The focus is locked. The target is detonated, and it is absolutely stripping football from Los Blancos.
And it's worked out pretty well for United and Bayern as well. Driven by Batistao, slapped away by Navas. Marcelo high into the air. Liga brings it down, but it won't come on the end of it. What a blast by Batistao.
Certainly shown their fangs here bravely. Rayo trying to catch a little bit of a break on this slick surface now, willing to chance the arm over distance. That's another good ball. Just cut out by Marcelo, read it beautifully.
Tackled away from James, though, who pokes it free from Tito Roman. In for Fatao.
Rayo come into this game back-to-back losses, really leaking goals.
Slapped away Navas, and it seemed to catch him by surprise.
This one deviates. It's a lovely hit from the ex-Real Madrid man, Bueno. You see that little deviation in it, and Kayla's got to adjust his hands really quickly, and he does beautifully here. See, right here, it's very difficult to tell in slow motion, but in live time, that ball was knuckling all over the place.
In swinger from the corner. Not the best of starts for Trasoras. James, back post, slapped away by Alvarez.
Beautiful stinger from James. And I know exactly what he said, but I can't repeat it. I don't speak much Spanish, but I know those naughty words. And he is cursing Christian Alvarez. This cat on the line grows wings. Beautiful, beautiful save.
Cross from the corner. Second. Inside header. Pepe just on the top of the crossbar. It was Benzema, in fact.
Magnificent header. He's been scoring some beautiful goals with his head, and this one would have been a peach as well. Rises beautifully, keeps his focus locked on the trajectory of the ball. Under pressure from his defender, hanging on him, and he's still a few millimeters away from finding the net. Tremendous.
Driven across the 6, deflected away, and a bit of good fortune for Ramos to double the margin.
I said in the early going he'll be looking to capitalize here, and he does it brilliantly. Nothing accidental about this. This is a beautifully guided ball. It seemed a lifetime. He meets it beautifully sweet. Sergio tracks the flight of the ball. And he doesn't need to tattoo this, he needs to guide it. And I thought he did so without any interference. Look at this, it takes a little deflection onto him and he still readjusts it off his knee. He gets a little bit of good fortune right here. He'll claim it anyhow, saying, I meant it. Anybody can put them in with his feet. Can you do it with your knee, Cristiano? How about that? How'd you like them apples? And Fatau does well to keep the ball alive. Sergio Ramos, the goal scorer, right on top of him. Gets pulled back, no question about it. El Kakuta, excuse me.
Looking for their 13th straight win. And well on their way. 43rd minute. Fans on their feet wanting more. Zé Castro to the midfield. Fatau pulling it down.
A lot of the Real Madrid players that have been to the top of all the footballing mountains in their vast experience, to a man basically coming out and saying they've never enjoyed their football as much, they've never been as settled or as confident in the way, in the manner in which they are set about their work by Carlo Ancelotti through the working week, and then here on Showtime. It's a great ball.
Kakuta low, Navas, and he gets some help from Ramos. Well disguised ball from Gael Kakuta.
The questioning pass fired in, and it's wonderfully controlled here, spun around, and a lovely strike. Well played by Tito. And a question asked of Kayla, answered it beautifully.
Out comes Navas, and the Tico plucks it, starting a break the other way.
It's a slick surface as well, Phil. Oh, it's a bad giveaway.
Back, Navas out, dancing around, and an easy empty net tap in by the ex-Madrileño Alberto Bueno.
Bueno pounces on an absolute gift from the gods. Upstairs, they are celebrating like it's 1999. Downstairs, there'll be questions asked here. Alberto Bueno profits by this. James slack with this delivery, and then he lays it on the golden altar for Rayo, and James will be wearing the goat horns at half-time. A terrible decision to try to find his goalkeeper. Instant response.
Nacho getting tangled. Might have gotten away with one, but not this time.
Yeah, it's going the other way. Nacho pulling onto Fatau, it seemed, as the ball just gets away from him. Right there, you see, reaches across the player, and referee identifying it. Looked like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Actually should have been a foul call right there, but referee allowing play to go on. Oh, he's changed his mind again.
Remember, if the foul continues into the box, the referee has the discretion to point to the spot, but it looks like he's bringing it way back.
Well, it was the first one against Modric, it seemed that the foul was against.
Of course, I think it would be considered advantage if you go into the box and get fouled, but Pedro Perez disagrees, so Ronaldo will have to back up a few yards. Bale standing over the ball, but Ronaldo might kick him too. Pick your poison.
This is Bale's
5 in the wall. Benzema the window. It will be Bale. Decent technique, just didn't drop quickly enough.
Very difficult discipline to get right. You've got to have the power, and behind that power you've got to have the confidence that you're going to be able to get that real good crack at it so that the dynamic takes it down under the bar. Here's another look at it from Keylor Navas's angle, and he doesn't want to see that again.
First half to a close. 5th goal of the season for Bale early. 5th goal of the season for Bueno late. Second half underway. Pedro Perez getting us started. Real Madrid, 3rd place last year, top of the table to start this round, although looking up at Barcelona, if this score holds, they'll be back atop the table. Rayo, meanwhile, trying to stay in contention for a European spot. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. Got to feel a bit for Keylor Navas. He's only played 2 games. One was that 5-1 against Elche, where another defensive blunder allowed the underdogs to score. Here, pretty much a gift on the pass from James, but can he stay focused? Not easy for a goalkeeper, world class even, to stay focused when they've spent much of the season on the bench. Casillas was able to do it last year and grab La Decima in the process.
Yeah, he had to play against Europe's finest, of course. Casillas indeed. Magnificently, another good ball.
Back post, Pepe over the bar. We were talking about this during the break, Ray. Rayo has a chance, and you kind of sense this first 5 minutes will set the stage.
Pepe looking at his midfielders and saying, where are you, lads? We need you. Need to apply pressure in these wide positions. And Nacho and Marcelo really looking at their midfielders for extra cover in front of them from the wide spots.
Ball back for Liga. Luis Carlos Pereira, the Porto man, all the way in, looking for Fatao, but he goes into the back of Pepe, who's a little bruised.
Take a look at the quality of this pass, of the invitation for the big man at the back, who rises really nicely. Big bar waiting there and gets a ball. No real complaints from Paco Jimenez. Counter-attacks on here.
And Ronaldo in full flight. Has to slow, brings it to his left, pokes it to keep it alive. Cross low! Bullseye!
Typical Teutonic accuracy from this wonderful footballer who passes it in to the net with the touch of a mother's kiss. And it's good night from Tony. It's a nice layup, but look at all the considerations he's got to take into account. Here's the ball that just was out of play. It's certainly not offside, or it seems it may be just a hair offside. But either way, when we look at this ball from Cristiano, pulls it back beautifully, keeps it alive, and then right here, he slingshots it, steers this one home, Bavarian style. Magnificent from Tony. Beautiful touch. Curls it, swerves it, and sends it with...
Again, from the spirit of the game. Not like he was cherry picking, but pops up for Ronaldo, sending it across and knocked home by Benzema. Getting there just before Bale. It could have been tied, but now it's Real Madrid in a cakewalk.
Again. The Frenchman arrives by stealth, wearing his French hush puppies, guiding in like a ghost through the fog. Pepe starts at Cristiano, knows the big vulture's leaning in at the back post. It's another questionable call of offside, but look at the dispatch. The focus from Benzema is magnificent. And it took away, this is no shot for my money. This is a feeding of 3 vultures who are all hungry and waiting. And Benzema, the Karim rises to the top again.
Gas leak in her apartment in Mexico City, so not all is bright in the land of the merengue. Bale denied by Alvarez and the woodwork.
Wonderful stinger over distance. It sets himself up beautifully for a real sizzler, and he gets the big Bertha out here. One touch to control it. He identifies everything correctly, but again, the springing Argentinian leaps and denies with a wonderful acrobatic save.
Good ball, top of the box, but
well played.
Kakuta thought he had more time than he did.
Lovely lead from Marcelo.
Benzema finding Isco.
Good football.
Ronaldo delayed, but not denied. And a roller that gets through Alvarez. Fortune favoring Real.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than anything else, and he gets a big slice of luck here. This ball squirts under Christian Alvarez. Cristiano will be having a good knees up and a laugh over a beer in the locker room after this, because this wonderful counter-attack, everything is done wonderfully, knitted together beautifully. Cristiano pulls back, but then he cannot believe this one goes in. The goalkeeper's got it covered all day, but he doesn't have his body behind, and it squirts through his hands here. The slickness of the ball, guided.
Manucho on side, drives it low, but well wide of the goal. Well, 2 of the top 4 have been able to grab victory. Sevilla just on the outskirts in 5th place. They'll take on Levante tomorrow. Valencia against Atletico on the road at struggling Real Sociedad as Griezmann goes home. Barca and Real winning in different ways, but it still counts for 3 points and keeps the pressure on the rest. Kakuta sneaks it through 2, gets it back. Frenchman has looked good today, although nothing to show for it. This will be the 8th straight victory in La Liga for Real Madrid, extending Ancelotti's high water mark. Bueno. Musabet. Licap. Tito. Ray, as you mentioned, and it's credit to Ancelotti, the patience. This was a close game at the half, but eventually they wore them down. Ball laid back heel for Patao, gobbled up by Navas.
Well, Ancelotti will be one of the first to sing the praises of this brave Rayo team, and I think they'll get a good round of applause from the Madridistas as they've thrown up an entertaining game of football and just not able to capitalize on the chances that they did invent with good wide play and threatening attack, but the merengue is just too stocked.
Marcelo to Isco. They might not be done yet. Ronaldo from a tight angle senses the overlap. Oh, what a goal that would have been for Medran.
Well, he's saying his apologies, Medran. You need to say them to Marcelo, in my opinion, because the Brazilian is wide open towards the back post for a little dagger ball. But he's got to go for goal from that angle, and unlucky from the youngster. Marcelo will have a little chat with him after the game, but who can deny the youngster?
2 minutes to be added.
A wonderful pass there from Cristiano, fully aware of the late arriving run, just to the outside of him and playing it right into straight for the kid.
Eyes in the back of his head, almost Pele-like. That's when you know things are clicking. Golden Boot won. Golden Ball maybe on the horizon with the Ballon d'Or. Up for Bueno, turns quickly, but then pulled away by Modric.
Oh, come on, ref. Stickler. Moving ball, of course.
Bueno again. Final minute. Rayo doesn't know how to go in reverse. Still trying to get on the board, and a beautiful touch. Kini reaches out to try and knock it away from Ramos and got more of the defender. Card is already out.
Sergio comes streaking across on his cavalry horse to protect Killer. Just gets clipped on the extension. 8 there, not much in it. He's pulling away after he sees the challenge coming through. Right there. Very little in it, but certainly takes the player.
Immediately following this match on beIN Sports, it'll be Sampdoria against Milan. Meanwhile, live on beIN Sports in Espanol, it is Malaga against Eibar. That one should be fun. It has not been fun for Rayo. It's what might have been.